everyone. We're another episode of the podcast here with Tony, getting some food after the training and some sauna. So, Tony, how was the training today? How are you feeling?
We did some different angles, which I need, because usually go to the gym, end up doing the same thing. So, good new exercises, good new angles. And we came up with a very important idea. We need to get our energy level up more in the gym. We need to take more pre-workout.
Yeah.
So starting tomorrow, full scoop of enhanced Maximus stim instead of half scoop.
Yeah, I had it today. It was pretty nice. Sort of good pre-workout. So, yeah. And this podcast, I want to record about the harem and the stuff because I've been in a harem for a couple times now, and I don't fully understand how it's manageable. How can you make it work in such a long term, and how does it what does it give you as an entrepreneur? You're more comfortable, you can get more stuff done and explain for the people.
Well, the benefits to an entrepreneur are that as an entrepreneur, maybe I want to work a lot more hours. I don't want to spend a lot of time chasing girls. So I keep my party life more in the house than out of the house. But I've also reached a level of success and resources and experience that I have a very high need for stimulation, romantic and fun and everything. And I'm also very picky about what I want with girls. So to have 4 girls in the house that I've trained to do what I want and the style I like, and it's right there and it's on tap, so that I could work a lot of hours, but then as soon as I want to party, I can just flip a switch. Yep. and I make my own little party at home.
It's the girls cook, right? So you have your bodybuilding meals, right?
Yeah, they also do all the housework and cleaning and cooking and the meals. And then if you have one girlfriend, the problem is she gets maybe bored, she gets lonely. But with more girlfriends, they can spend time together. And also, especially in a foreign country like this, she speaks primarily Thai.
Yep.
I speak English. She has the urge to speak Thai. She wants to speak Thai. The other girls there let her communicate in her language and do activities that she wants to do. They like to do karaoke. I don't want to do karaoke. So that way we can just self-contain it in the house. I mean, we still all do go out to dinner and we go out to do fun stuff and we go out to party, but we don't have to. We're totally self-sufficient. We can live like rock stars within our house if we need to. And especially when the whole global shutdown thing happened, I also thought, okay, if there's a shutdown in the future, what do I want my life to be like? Well, I want all my girls in one house.
Yeah.
And then also shared resources, with my daughter, for example, gets much more attention than if she just had one mom, one dad, and I'm working all the time. So my daughter gets a lot of attention, and then she gets to learn from each girl's style. Pinky's very playful and funny, happy. That's a good influence on Allie. And so they also entertain each other. Yeah, it's like a perfect system. It's hard to imagine having a normal situation or what most people consider normal after what I see as being vastly optimal and superior.
But it's here, the women even want to live like that. It's because the people think you're chasing the woman and you're chasing a new girl for the house and stuff like this, but it's automatically they want to come in and want to live with you, because live here, what else would they do if they wouldn't live with you? You know what I mean?
Well, they could have one boyfriend, but in the end, to compare it to other relationships, the man goes out with other girls and leaves the girlfriend at home, then she's lonely.
Yep.
If the girl goes out with her other friends, she's probably going to cheat on the man. And all these things are happening in these other relationships that I see that the men aren't even aware of, and it's not really honest and transparent.
Yep.
Or maybe it's don't ask, don't tell. But I just see most monogamous relationships as completely dishonest.
That's right.
At least on one side, but usually on both sides. So what I've done is construct a relationship in which can actually and benefits from 100% honesty.
Can you like see yourself like in like a monogamic relationship, like with one woman, or probably never?
The last 100% monogamous relationship I had was when I was her age, and I had the perfect girlfriend. Beautiful, blonde, smart, came from good family, like what American society would think is like a hot 10 out of 10 American blonde girl. And super smart, chemical engineer, good career. But I got tired of having sex with her. After 6 months, I think we probably started having sex like once a week.
Oh.
And this is like a normal, like we do it more than once a week. There's once a week I really wanted it. Mm-hmm. And then maybe like another 2 times per week I kind of forced myself for her. But I just lost interest, and I didn't know if something was wrong with me or if all men felt that way, but in the end, like I've talked to a lot of men that had the hottest girlfriends, and I've never had a guy friend who had a really hot girlfriend who wasn't bored of having sex with her. So I thought, gosh, if I can get bored of having sex with her, then I just can't be monogamous at all. And plus then she you know, be jealous and stuff, right? And so I said, okay, I don't want a relationship that there can be jealousy, so I want to change the expectations so that I can never disappoint. So yeah, I tried it. And I could have been this. Actually, I was dishonest. I was getting happy. Eventually, I started getting happy ending massages behind her back.
Oh, okay.
And then I started having sex with her every day because I was actually excited by new girls. But then that's not really honest. And then she found out because I printed like a sexy massage advertisement out on my printer, and I left it there and forgot it, and she came home and saw it. And she was just so devastated, and it broke her heart so much. So after that, I said, I just want 100% honest relationship, and I have to honestly admit as a man that if I have sex with a girl honestly more than 2 or 3 consecutive times, I'm not really interested after that unless I see another girl in between. I think most men are the same way. They'd like to be honest about it too, but society, you know, or synthetic media has made it more difficult to be honest.
Well, it's like the harem now. Like how much women are in your condo?
It always changes because some come and go, but 4 right now.
And what's been like the highest number?
Living in one place, maybe 5. Yeah. But all the girls have to get along. So the problem is the more girls you add, the more likely, you know, one's not going to get along with the other. Right now it's perfect balance. The personality types matter a lot. Yeah.
It means like good, like they do all the cooking and cleaning and stuff, so you don't have to. Like you can just focus more on your work.
That's the idea, yeah. But normally I'm in an American style relationship. I'm used to the woman being more proactive. Like saying, oh, let's change the color of this room, or let's change the drapes, or designing things, or making the environment nice. But these girls don't really do that. So it puts a little bit more pressure on me that I have to decide every little thing about the house. But then they do it, they execute it. They do the time-consuming part, yeah.
And what's like living with them when they can hardly understand English? Like some of the girls can speak English, but it's pretty hard.
I tailor what I talk about to them, to their understanding level. If they understood more language, I would use more words. I would talk about more complicated things, but I keep everything very simple with them. And that's fine, and that's probably better. Because it keeps us focused on what really matters, which is how they feel, whether their needs are being met, food, water, security, health, fitness, activities, learning, like just focusing on the basics, then it's easy to communicate. Just don't get too complicated about, life philosophy or, anything too complex.
Very right. So,
Which is normal. In Middle Eastern culture, like the men and women don't spend much time together, only like family time. The men are with men, the women are with women. Lots of cultures are like this. So I give the women a lot of time to themselves to do things that the women want to do, talk to each other, do activities that they like. And then I need to do my activities that I need to do. Like maybe I need to go to the gym more than they do. I need to be on work calls. I need to, sometimes I have to travel for work. And if they can't get a visa to that country, at least they're home together and spending time instead of leaving them alone with nobody to give them attention other than from some other man or friends that may have different values and be a bad influence or something.
yeah. What do you do like when you leave like for working trip or holiday for longer? Like what usually the harem does?
Well, sometimes that's a good time for them to go visit their family in their hometown or something like that.
Because they usually aren't from Pattaya, right?
Right. None of them are from Pattaya, really. So they go visit their family in their hometowns. Or they just stay home together and spend time together. It wasn't always this smooth. It wasn't always this easy. I had one girlfriend that none of the girls got along with. And she got voted off the island. So ever since she's been gone, everybody at the house has been perfectly smooth with each other and having a good time and entertaining each other and going out to eat together, cooking together, play games together, watch a movie together. The girls are all like best friends now.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. That's how it should be. I want it to be like a family where they feel supported from every angle, not just from me. Sometimes I don't understand them. I don't understand what their emotional needs are, what they're saying. But then they can talk to the other girls. And then one can also come to me and explain, okay, this girl needs this girl feels this, that. If I didn't have all the girls to be able to help understanding each other, I might not understand each one of them near as well as I do. So it really helps to have like this relationship where everybody's helping each other communicate, get what we need, be a team. Oh.
And also they take like care of baby Ali.
Yeah.
So that's also one of...
Ali needs a lot of attention too. And she's super fun. So it's not a burden, it's a benefit to everybody to play with Ali. But I can't imagine, what if I just had baby mama 2 and Ali in one house? Ali would be so bored.
Yeah.
Like, especially she's from Philippines, and they have a really strong family and social structure. It's very important to them, more important than anything. Like, they need to be around people at home. But I'm from America, where we're all much more isolated. So if I put a Filipino in my environment, they're not happy, they're bored. But the Thai style is more similar to the Philippine style than the American style as far as women and social interactions. So they're actually compatible, the Philippine and the Thai. Even though there's a rivalry between them, they compete over men and stuff. They're actually compatible socially.
Nice. Really nice. Yeah, so that's like a huge thing, because if you have to take like care of baby Ali, then like spend time with her, that would consume a lot of your time. So harem is the best for business, probably. Best decision.
Maybe the reasons why it's not good is because just more women potentially getting in your head, distracting. So it just has to be well organized. A harem could be the worst thing for business or the best thing. It's more leverage. It's like anything with leverage. It can be much better or much worse. If you have one girlfriend, what's the worst that can happen? You got one person mad at you. You have four people at home mad at you, right? But also if you have 4 girls that really love you and are taking care of you, that's a really amazing feeling versus one. So it can swing both ways. It all comes down to my management and leadership. I can't really blame the girls for anything because they really follow my lead. They follow my energy, they follow my style, they follow my rules. So if something's wrong, it's probably because of my lack of leadership, which has forced me to step up my leadership and my management and my responsibility as well, which in the end will make me a much better father to daughters. Now that I understand women much better. Think I understand women?
No.
None of the girls think I understand women.
No way.
What do you think is like the key of understanding the woman?
Step number 1, understand that they're completely different. In America, we're taught that men and women are the same, equal this, equal that. No. Men and women are completely different. It's like different animals, like different species. So then if you say, okay, they're completely different, then you can say, drop everything you know about like a man's psychology and now open your mind to like you know nothing about female psychology. Now you can learn from scratch. And that's what I should have done. Instead of my whole life trying to figure out how women are different than men, I should have come at it like, okay, women are completely different than men. I need to learn what women are. But my parents didn't teach me that. That's something like a dad should teach a son. But my parents, my stepdad and my mom are all about like, oh, men and women are, you know, like sort of equal also, and very Western thinking. It's only when I started learning Muslim culture and these other, a lot of European countries and all that the polarity between men and women, and that it's okay and it's normal to look at women as being completely different than men, that I start, okay, I understand. But every day I have to remind myself. Every day I wake up like a Western thinking, and then something happens that makes me realize Western thinking is all wrong, not optimal, and then I switch back to almost like a Muslim way of thinking.
It's like you think differently if you live here. It's even like hard for people to imagine. It's a whole other world. It's like the people are so happy, like you don't have stress, you don't think about someone doing anything wrong. It's just all different country. Yeah, so it's like even your thoughts change as you live here, right? So that's what's happened to
But it's hard to rewrite some of that programming, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot learned, but really hard to rewrite the programming. Much better now. Yeah. And I used to get so affected by the women's emotions. I used to think that love was being affected by them, right? Now I realize like that's not my job. I need to be the one who's stable. Because if I'm not stable in a house with 5 women, if there's no one who's a masculine energy 100% stable, then everything will collapse. So yeah, it forces me to step up every day. I still have a lot to learn. I mean, the way that you'd see that I learn more is the women would be even happier, more fulfilled, even more loyal, make even more long-term plans with me. Then I'm doing really good. So it's gotten a lot better, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they seem pretty happy each time I go to the harem. So yeah. And I mean, like, they're okay if you like bring some other girl in, or how do they handle that?
All of them are okay with that. It's just that Pinky doesn't want like a new girlfriend to move in. She wants to be like the last girlfriend that moved in.
Okay.
Ex-girlfriend, fine, whatever. That's the only difference. But that's what she says. But she might even, you know, as she becomes more and more bisexual, as she explores that with me, she might find herself attracted to a hot Russian girl with big boobs. She is a little bit attracted to Russian girls with big boobs.
Oh, okay.
I see Vinita.
Also, Nita is too. Nita's also, all the girls are attracted to the hot blonde girls. So, that might be a possibility. It's just not a huge deal to me, but actually I think they would enjoy it a lot. So they might. That's what, you know, when we go around and everything, I can talk to other girls, they talk to other girls, we flirt, we have fun. A hot Russian girl might turn up one of these days.
Yeah, so it's like pretty like free relationship. So you have like many options to choose from. So yeah, I believe that. Yeah, it makes you calmer and makes you more focused on the work.
And family. Yeah.
So for you, business-wise, it's probably the best type of relationship you can probably have right now.
Another kind of relationship that's good is when you have a girlfriend who's super smart, super hardworking, has the same interests as you, and you work together on something, and she's actually able to complement what you do.
It's like super hard to find. It's like
easier to find in America. But then the woman is probably going to be more dominant. She's probably going to be, you know, like less submissive. It's hard to find a girl that's like really smart, hardworking, dynamic, who's also submissive. You know, it's like two different. Like you could, if you're a businessman and you have a wife that's also a masculine energy, yeah, some parts of the romantic relationship might suffer because of that. But your relationship might benefit your business a lot. That's a common type of relationship. Like sometimes you have couples that are very effective as a team for business, but the sexual attraction drops, the polarity drops. So,
oh yeah.
I mean, I don't want that type of relationship because I don't think I can find a woman that's smart. It depends how smart you are as a man. But I think the smarter you are as a man, then you're either going to find a girl who's like as smart as you, really smart, but then the smarter you are, the harder it is to find a girl as smart as you. So imagine you're like a super ultra genius and you're just never going to find a girl as smart as you. Well, then if she's going to be less smart than you, then might as well be a lot less smart than you. And you make all the decisions. That way she doesn't make bad decisions. You make all the good decisions. And she is more submissive. So actually, I think the more successful a man is, probably better the more submissive girlfriend or girlfriends that he has. A less successful man probably should try to attach himself to a more successful woman. Like you need, in a relationship, it works better if there's one mate. I mean, what are the chances that both mates are both, you know, red line, A-type, successful, and then they still have time for each other and common interests, and it's like impossible. It's very difficult. It's extremely difficult to find. So might as well have the man be the smarter decision maker, leader, make the money, and the woman serve the female role. Be feminine, be supportive, emotionally, spiritually, support the household, the children. So you have to choose one of those two directions. I did see a video about a guy who has a harem and all of his girlfriends are working and he's the stay-at-home dad.
Oh.
So that could work also, right? But in my case, because of my level of success going into this harem lifestyle, how am I going to find a girl that's smarter or more successful than me?
You're not going to find.
So why even like try to get that?
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I understand.
You know. So
Yeah,
instead, I choose the feminine, supportive role because that's easier to find and then I just take responsibility for all the money and the decision making.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. It's a good point.
It's everything I've done, it's a lot of trial and error, experimenting, but it's all extremely strategic, extremely well planned. People don't understand how much thinking and thought and decision making went into exactly what I've built. How much experience and knowledge went into it.
I mean, there's always like people comment like, you should do it this way, you should do it this way. You've tried many times, like obviously, like we've tried every possible like chance before doing the actual thing. So there are many experience behind you, and we're so glad that we can like share from your knowledge and you're sharing your experience, and so we don't have to. No.
And of course, even though I've reached a high level at this, I still have so much to learn. And the problem is there's not a lot of people to learn from, because there's not a lot of people that made it to this level. That's why I was thinking I would like to be an influencer about this, although it's the kind of thing that gets censored. But because I'd like to
learn more,
pool together people who are thinking about this and pull together ideas and see how it could be done better, see ways to optimize it, different ways to approach it. So I'm really still open-minded. I consider every feedback that I get. Like, for example, very common feedback from my audience is I should move to South America, because that would be the ultimate place to have a harem. It's just a very common, I'm not saying I'm considering it, I do like South America. It is a option, but I like Asia better.
Yeah, I like Asia better as well. I mean, it's like only one that can advise you this is probably the person who hasn't been here. Because if you've been here and you stay here quite some time, I think you change your mind. It's like ideal place for bodybuilding also. Like you have good food, you have good gyms, you have massages that are basically free. You can just recover and build muscle. It's like the perfect country for a lot of things.
Yep.
Even if you have like online business like you and me do, it's like you don't even see a point of living somewhere else. It's just so much things for. It's just the quality of life is different, way different than US or Europe, way different.
I think about going to the U.S. and I would want to get my girlfriend's a visa to go there, and we're still going to work on that. But anyways, but I think about what if I set up life in the U.S. I mean, now that I have the girlfriends, if we lived in the U.S., there are some benefits, but the negatives would be it's a lot more expensive. There's not as much to do. America's pretty boring compared to Thailand and other places with more freedom. There's not as much freedom in America. But you can have things like exotic cars easier in America. You could have like a really big mansion, you know. You could have like a Playboy mansion in America with Lamborghinis and stuff. So it's like a good home life. But then like once you leave home, there's not a lot of freedom outside. So I could build a really amazing home environment in America. And being at home would be awesome, but then when you go out, it's nothing too exciting. We'd have to adapt, find new hobbies.
Right.
If I lived in Las Vegas, it's okay. But Las Vegas still is really expensive, a lot of rules. Also a lot of crime, not as safe. I don't feel as safe in America, like for my children, for my girlfriends, it's not as safe. Here it's safe. I feel totally safe to come and do whatever. But in America, I'd be nervous if they're out and they're going to get robbed or assaulted or just some negative experience that's going to traumatize them. It's harder to protect them in America.
Yeah, you don't like see police coming here in Thailand at all. Like they're usually just sitting somewhere, but there's like not real police like chasing someone or someone's done something bad or someone stole something. Like you don't see that.
I've never seen 4.5 years in Thailand. I've never seen a violent crime. In America, where I used to live, I mean, you
can see it every day.
Every day, you see some terrible thing happening. Cars broken into, whatever. But also, I lived in a really terrible city. I could have lived in Las Vegas or Miami. It would have been much better. Actually, but Las Vegas has a lot of carjackings and stuff too.
Yeah, and also like the other cities as well in America, crime is going skyrocketing each year. It's like crazy. It's like the people are crazy from all the inflation and all stuff going on, so it's like...
The other reason I think America's dangerous for me is the jealousy. Because here, people aren't, like, they're so multinational, people aren't really jealous because they don't see each other as competition so much. Like Thai people and foreigners don't really see each other as competition, so they don't have like any negative jealousy towards each other. But in America, everybody's very jealous of each other and very negative about it. And for me, when I was at the bottom, it was fine, right? I'm working my way up. It's not like anybody can bring me down. I'm already down. I have no money, right? That kind of thing. But then as you acquire more and more stuff, in America, you have to start like really protecting yourself. Psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, you got to be on the defensive, you know? I don't like that feeling. It's not peaceful. It's not happy. Here, I feel like the weight's off my shoulders. It's freedom. Nobody's out to get me, you know? Do what I want. Yeah. I've never seen vandalism here. But in America, like you have a nice car, it's eventually gonna get keyed or something. Something's gonna happen.
Exactly, like you buy a new car, someone sees it at their house, it gets keyed instantly.
In your country?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I have an Italian friend, he was just saying in Italy, it's like if you buy a Lamborghini, like people are just gonna key it up like crazy. It's just super jealous.
Yeah, it's like jealousy is like the biggest issue of the other countries.
But that's why wealthy people separate themselves from everybody else, and everybody else doesn't even know. You know, like depending on the country, it's all different how segregated it is. But some countries, it's so segregated, the poor people never even seen what it looks like in the rich areas. You know, you have no idea. It's like it's like blocked off. And then other countries, it's kind of mixed in together. And in America, they actually intentionally mix it because they're trying to encourage diversity. But then when they do that, then it brings crime into the wealthy people areas. So wealthy people are always trying to segregate themselves from poor people.
Yep.
Because they don't want the risk, the liability, the danger, the jealousy. And problem is that in the rich areas, everything's ultra conservative and no fun. Super boring. And I like to have fun. And I like freedom. So I have more fun in the poor areas. But then the poor areas are dangerous. And a lot of bad things happen. So you're either stuck, like you have to go to the dangerous bad areas that have fun, or you go to the really nice stuff and it's super boring. But here in Thailand and in other countries, like you can do super nice stuff that's fun, and you can also go into areas that look like they're really bad, but there's actually no crime and no danger. It's just better all around. But I mean, America is going to get, now with the new politicians coming in, I think America is going to get much better, or at least it's not going to get worse. So it might become more appealing to live there. Crime might go down.
Yeah, I think
Income might go
America's-
up. More
America's
people might
gonna
become
be a little
wealthy.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this Harem episode. So thank you, Tony, for another episode, and we might record something in the next couple days. So let us know, guys, what you think about it, what you would like to know, and type in the comments and share it so we can share it as well. And see you guys. Peace, one swole.